This is the Louisiana Hometown Network, traveling the state to bring you the important issues and events.
Keep Louisiana Beautiful is a statewide organization, and at the core, our mission is to change people's behaviors so that we promote personal, corporate, and community responsibility for a clean and green Louisiana. Keep Louisiana Beautiful has partnered with the First Lady Donna Edwards and DEQ Secretary Dr. Chuck Carr-Brown and the Department of DEQ to create the state's anti-litter slogan. And so what we were trying to accomplish is, often we hear that we need a consistent message for the state to heighten awareness and to bring attention to the problem that we're facing. We wanted something catchy and something that we would be able to really get out, into every pocket of the state. Something that we could be proud of. Texas has Don't Mess with Texas, and if they could have something great like that, so can we. So that was our goal. I'm going to introduce to you the First Lady. I first met her back in the spring. I showed up at the governor's mansion with my dog and pony show for what I'm sure was supposed to be a 15-minute meeting, turned into about an hour. And we sat side by side on the sofa, just really chatting and sharing our passion for Louisiana, but for a cleaner and greener Louisiana. She shared with me her desire to get recycling back to the governor's mansion, and not just in the governor's mansion, but in every state department. I shared with her some of our goals and objectives, and we learned that we had a lot in common. I found her very sincere in her wish to make things better, not just for this organization, but for all the citizens in Louisiana. About 2 weeks after that meeting, I was so happy to read in the paper that she was successful in bringing recycling back to the governor's mansion. So good work. I knew we had a friend and a true ambassador within the First Lady. So I would like to introduce to you First Lady Donna Edwards.
It is both an honor and a privilege to stand before such hardworking, committed, and compassionate group of people who are dedicated to making our communities, our cities, and our state a better place and better than they found it. That's what's so important. Like any successful social effort, it starts at home, and it starts with you, and it starts with me. By you, I mean the business leaders, the community leaders, school teachers, and all volunteers making a difference one community at a time. You are individuals who are very busy and have plenty of responsibilities already. And yet you have made this an important issue and for the betterment of our state, and I thank you for that. Like all of you, John Bell and I know the importance of making our communities and state the best it can be. As young parents, we've spent time on Saturdays strolling with our youngest at the time in a meet picking up litter because we knew it was important to promote that in our community and encouraging others to do the same. As a teacher, I worked with our art council in a meet, the garden club in a meet, and promoted the cleanest city poster contest in my school, and promoted the litter-free community. So we know how important it is in your own community, and just start there. So I'm excited now as Governor and First Lady to have partnered with Republic Waste and Recycling in the Mansion, and asking those that work in the Capitol to help us in recycling, and reminding them that 74% of trash is office paper. So we've also partnered with Keep Louisiana Beautiful by picking up trash around the Capitol Lake. I remember when she called me and said, would you come do a photo op? And I said, we don't need a photo op. We can come right here to the Capitol Lake, as we walked around the Capitol Lake. And so then the Capitol staff joined us. So it was a great morning we had on that Friday. And this is just a reminder that the change starts with us and by leading by example. And that's so very important. And because of your dedication, I stand before you today encouraged that we can reach our goal and make progress toward a better and cleaner tomorrow for our children and for beautiful Louisiana. It takes each of us working together to make a difference. A quote from Saint Mother Teresa says, "I alone can't change the world, but I can cast a stone along the waters to create more ripples, many ripples." It is that ripple that will continue, and that is why it is so important that we lead by example. So today, we gather to move forward and bring attention to this great organization, and we celebrate our new campaign and slogan to keep Louisiana beautiful. Thank you all so very much for allowing me to be a part of this day and this exciting opportunity to spread the message across our state. Thank you so much.
And she doesn't just talk the talk, but she walks the walk. And when she said they came out for Leaders Against Litter, they came out in a big way. And she tagged along, brought the governor with her, and we were just thrilled to have not just the First Lady and the governor of Louisiana, which let me say is the first time that we have had the governor and the First Lady attend our Leaders Against Litter event. So we are thrilled to have the support of this administration. But they also brought about 30 staff members. And when the cameras were gone, it's true, they stayed. And they must have picked up at least 70 bags of trash along the Capitol Lake. So they rolled up their sleeves and they got their hands dirty for Keep Louisiana Beautiful. Thank you. I now would like to introduce to you Secretary Dr. Chuck Carr-Brown with DEQ. He is a huge friend and supporter of ours. But actually, DEQ has been a supporter of KLB for a long time now. Their work and their support continues year-round. They have been so nice to give us the use of this beautiful site for our convention, and thank you for the use of it. It's been wonderful. We are glad to be here. And on our advisory board, we also have Jean Kelly, who's in the Public Information Department, and she has been working so hard with us this past year. So we thank you for loaning us some of your employees. And not only that, but this last year, Keep Louisiana Beautiful has been working with DEQ's Criminal Investigative Department, and Mike Daniels and Jeff Nolan, who I believe are here today, in the back there waving. They have traveled the state with us, and we've conducted environmental enforcement trainings. So again, it's not just a bunch of talk, they're walking the walk. Thank you. So I first met the secretary actually at our Leaders Against Litter reception at the Lieutenant Governor's apartment after the press conference. And it was the first time I met him, and he was new into his post, so I'm sure his plate was stacked full with things to do. But he reached out and he said that he really wanted to work on a deeper level with Keep Louisiana Beautiful. And I felt that he really meant that. And not only that, but he took it one step further and he said, let's get these bumper stickers out and let's get a slogan going. And that was really, he planted the seed for what we are about to reveal today. So thank you for that idea and that support. And now join me in welcoming Secretary Brown.
Yeah, it's still morning. Good morning. I hope you are enjoying our building, because we'd like to take every opportunity we can to expose organizations and the general public to what we have here at Louisiana DEQ. Keep Louisiana Beautiful has always been something near and dear to me. I used to jog around my old neighborhood, and if I had a nickel for every piece of paper that I picked up, I wouldn't be working now. I'd be retired. And so I started thinking about how can I get involved. So 8 years ago, when I was assistant secretary, I actually had a relationship with the executive director then. I told Susan, and I actually went around to every conference that they had and presented the awards for all of the projects that the cities and municipalities brought forth. So we started a litter hotline. We had it here at LDQ. That litter hotline now is at the Department of Wildlife and Fisheries, and I'm going to give you the number there, because for some reason, I see progress being made, of course, but for some reason, people think that cigarette butts just disintegrate. They just, you throw them out, and all of a sudden, they're gone. They just disintegrate. So I look at litter and as a learned behavior. Litter, I guess, what we say, knowledge or just being aware. it's a learned behavior. You know, I often wonder what makes a person throw out, you know, you're driving down the street, you're eating your Happy Meal, you finish, and you decide you're going to ball it up and throw it out the window. I just can't imagine what kind of mindset that person has. So I started thinking that, you know, it is a learned behavior not to litter. My daughter, she's 21 now, has never been in a car without a seatbelt. Never. You know, they come home in their child seats, and then they never get in the car without buckling up. So it starts at the elementary levels. You know, we need to have a campaign that we actually tell the kids to remind the adults not to litter. I mean, so it's all that kind of a process. So when Susan mentioned a bumper sticker, well, we have a slogan here that we use at LDEQ. We call it a clean state of mind. Okay, so she said, boy, that's pretty neat. You know, so then this concept of how can we put something out to some of the advertising agencies and see if they can bring something back to us. And to our surprise, I think 6 or 7 of them responded with 12 or 13 different titles and slogans. And it's going to be great today when you see what we unveil. So again, I just want to thank you for all the things that you do as litter advocates. Again, we do have some parishes, I know you already talked about this, where we have litter courts with the justice of the peace, and they actually issue out those fines. And then if it gets really, really, really bad, those guys in the back there that work for us, our criminal investigation division, they carry guns and badges, and if we have to, we can go that route. So again, thank you for what you do, and I look forward to unveiling this winning slogan. Thank you.
I will say there was some great participants, and the slogans were really hard to choose. There were so many wonderful ideas and slogans. So do I go ahead and say it? Yeah. Okay. So it gives me great pleasure to announce Octagon Media's design as the winner for this year's slogan, and Miranda White, president of Octagon Media, with the creation of the motto, "Love the boot, don't pollute." This slogan has been made into 12,000 bumper stickers that will be placed on every state vehicle in Louisiana. And in a moment, we're going to ask you to join us in stepping outside as the Secretary and First Lady have the honors of placing the first sticker on a state vehicle. But in addition to that, we have distributed to all of our affiliates car litter bags with the slogan and bumper stickers. That's in those envelopes that I made y'all promise y'all wouldn't open till after Thursday. That's what's in there. In addition to that, we're working with the Lieutenant Governor's office, and we are going to have these banners in every welcome center, as well as state park in the state. But we're also going to create a digital campaign, and this is going to be the focus of Keep Louisiana Beautiful's campaign this year. Our goal is to get this message to every corner of the state, and that we are all communicating using the same message, because as we know, frequency and consistency, that's what will make our message stick and will ultimately heighten people's awareness to the litter problem in Louisiana. So we invite all of you to please adopt this slogan. We will provide digital toolkits to nonprofits, to our affiliates, to municipalities, and to companies who are interested in incorporating it into their print materials, their websites, and any other way that they can think of. Okay, here we go. All right.
A new slogan that we're putting on all the state vehicles called "Love the Boot, Don't Pollute." So we're really excited about that that uncovering today.
Why is this important?
Well, it's important because we need to teach not only our children but our parents and those around us that it's very important to keep our communities and our cities clean and pick up behind ourselves and teach them what litter is about, and by removing litter from our communities and put them in the trash can.
What do you think of the slogan?
Oh, I think it's fabulous. I think they did a great job. Octagon Media did it, and they did a wonderful job.
It's an ongoing battle, but it's one that we are really proud of, that we are seeing some really significant strides. As far as affiliates, we are seeing a lot of growth in communities that really weren't interested in concentrating on litter and blight and pollution and beautification. They are now coming up and are interested in joining with Keep America Beautiful and Keep Louisiana Beautiful to establishing some really organized programs and initiatives because they recognize that litter is not a good thing for their community. The economic impact that it has is huge. It is a direct reflection of how people see that community. So if they're interested in bringing in new businesses or for their existing businesses to grow and expand, the way their community looks means a lot.
It's a problem nationwide. I do see some strides in what's going on here in Louisiana. I've often asked myself the question. You got a person that's riding along in their car and they're eating their lunch, and all of a sudden they finish eating their lunch and they just crumble up the paper and throw it out the window. You wonder what kind of mentality is that. And so it's a learned behavior not to do or not to undertake such acts. I often talk about my daughter being 21 years old now, but has never gotten into a vehicle without a seat belt. So it's learned behavior. I think one of the focuses is we definitely need to start early with instilling a proudness or an anti-litter mentality into our kids. And so I don't think Louisiana has a problem that's any different than anywhere in the country. I just think that it's now time for us to step up our efforts.
Louisiana has an extraordinarily proactive approach to dealing with litter. All of our states deal with things in a little bit different manner, but Louisiana has consistently been one of our fastest growing states in number of affiliates and in the variety of activities and the work that they do that's very innovative, from their litter courts programs and officer training initiatives to their state meetings that always have a very high attendance in sharing information about litter and how it connects to blight and economic development in the state.
Why is litter abatement so important?
Litter is a solvable problem for us, and yet it has huge economic impacts. Keep America Beautiful conservatively showed that there's an $11.5 billion problem. There's a lot of things that we could do in America with $11.5 billion instead of picking up litter. And it also has a negative impact on our wildlife. It impacts health of individuals, and it makes us as individuals not feel as strongly about the sense of place, the community where we are. We want to live in clean and beautiful locations, so the litter needs to be removed, and more than that, we need to make sure that the littering behavior is something that's just simply not acceptable.
If people have questions like more information about Keep Louisiana Beautiful, what should they do?
They can go to our website at keeplouisianabeautiful.org.
We're celebrating and kicking off the book festival. I came several years ago and I was blown away at so many books I didn't know existed about Louisiana and written by Louisianan authors. So it was an opportunity for me to see a lot of books and things that I didn't know existed. And now, since we have incorporated the artwork and artists, as well as the talent of people like Zachary Richard, it'll be a festival, but it'll also give us an opportunity to bring the children out and get to see all the great writings done by authors from Louisiana and about Louisiana.
We started the book festival in 2002 with an attendance of 5,000 people, and at our highest we've had 30,000 people. So we get a little bit bigger, a little bit better every year. More people are aware. People start coming from all over Louisiana. We have a lot of French tourists that I think they're making it a point to, if they're going to come to Louisiana, why not come in the fall during the book festival? So we're seeing people come from all over, and we're seeing the attendance grow, and we're growing what we do to draw those people here. Welcome to the State Library. We have a lot of important information to go over, so we're going to get right into it. So I'd like to, first, it's my great honor and pleasure to introduce one of our biggest and most passionate supporters, Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser.
Come on up here. I want to thank Rebecca and the staff of the library. You know, before I became Lieutenant Governor, I was really not excited about the library system and the libraries and all the great things they do, because I was always being told in school to be quiet. So I didn't have a good feeling about the libraries because I talk too much, as I usually do. But I've become as passionate as she is about the library system and all the great programs. And this book fest is a great opportunity to highlight all the great authors from around the state, and coupled with the artwork. And I just want to thank them for the fabulous job. And I'm looking forward to the book fest, of being here the entire time. Some people said, well, you're going to be there all day. I said, absolutely. I hope to get an opportunity to learn more about these great authors and all the great work they do in Louisiana. And just excited, and once again want to thank the team that is so passionate about the library system and excited about the book fest, and thank you for your hard work.
Well, I have to say, this guy has been behind us 2,000%. He really, the Lieutenant Governor and Al McDuff is here from the Louisiana Library and Book Festival Foundation. They're really responsible for what we were able to do with the artwork, which becomes our t-shirts, our book bags, our all of our handouts. So they've really been behind us. Just a few logistics before we talk about the artwork. Just so everyone knows, the book festival is free and open to the public, so make sure everybody knows it's a free festival. There's no cost to come, and there's something for every age group, from adults to the children's pavilion, storytellers, things like that. So there's something for everybody. But for the artwork, every year we try to select a Louisiana artist to do something special for the book festival. In past years, we've had a stained glass piece by Karen Bork, who's here in the audience with us. Paintings by Allison Stewart, George Rodrigue, one of our most steadfast supporters he was. Folk artist Lorraine Gendron, and photography by Cece Lockwood, John Slaughter, and Henry Cassian. But for the first time ever, our featured art is a sculpture created by Kelly Guidry, the chainsaw artist of Brobridge, who is here with us today. Here's Kelly. Kelly is a lifelong resident of South Central Louisiana, and his work reflects the local Acadian culture. He's made a living as a sculptor since 2000, and using a chainsaw and other finishing tools, Guidry creates wooden forms that are then combined with copper and welded metal. We first approached Kelly 3 years ago with our concept, and finally, because of the support of Lieutenant Governor Nungesser and the Louisiana Library and Book Festival Foundation, as you can see, our vision has taken wing.
When they first talked about it, we started with what's normally my most well-known style is my winged figures, and it kind of made sense to use book pages in place of wings. We wanted the idea of library, Louisiana, the elements of our culture to kind of come through. So I started off just kind of making a checklist of things that I wanted to incorporate. From my colors, I pulled from the Louisiana state flag to give that overall feel, that reference. The gears at the top is kind of like the gears of the mind, the thinking. By her side, she has the keys of knowledge. Different elements of like the old leather-bound books on the lower part of her leg, that kind of that embossing of those, just kind of the basis of the early elements of literature. And the pages, I want them to look kind of aged and timeless. And the idea of incorporating, at first we were going to do maybe just some reference of lettering, some Greeking, but the idea of, I asked Jim, I said, can we pull from just some famous stuff that might be in the public sector? And then he had the idea of calling Darryl, which really, really brought it together, made it strong, made it, just gave it a whole nother level of depth. So I was really honored, proud to be part of the project. I'm excited about the way it came out, and I hope everybody likes it.
I think it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. As Kelly was creating the book Angel, which he named Libby for libraries and librarians, he realized its wings, the pages of a book, needed some words to fly. So poet, past Louisiana Writer Award recipient, and former Louisiana Poet Laureate Darrell Bourke was contacted, and the next morning, his prose poem entitled Words, a Poem, was complete for engraving on Libby's wings. And I'd like to welcome Darrell Bourke to the podium to read Words, a Poem.
Lieutenant Governor Nungesser, Rebecca, Jim Davis, the Executive Director of the Louisiana Book Festival, Kelly Guidry, Robert Wilson, and all the staff at the Louisiana State Library. I'd like to echo what Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser said about how important the passion is that drives Louisiana artists and writers and the people who take care of Louisiana artists and writers like our state librarians and our people who work for the Center of the Book and the artists who create these incredible works like Kelly's work. This is a poem I came up with when Jim Davis called me and commissioned the poem for the Wings. Words, a poem. I want to hear Adam naming things in his own tongue. I want to hear elephant and lion taking flight for the first time from his throat or wherever in his body they come from. I want to hear that name Jacob heard in the language of angels, the Israel in the mind of someone who climbed down from heaven to put that name in Jacob's head. I want to hear Nina Simone tell us in the language of the heart, and in French too, how Eunice Wayman turns into Nina Simone. I want her to put a spell on us. I want to hear that creation story about crawfish and earth mound unlaced on the tongue of a Chitimacha elder. I want to hear Mississippi River in Muskogee. I want to hear how the Mediterranean became the center of the world from some old Greek or Anatolian or some Titan or Olympian. I want to hear the Gilgamesh story in a language I have never heard before. I want to know what slave is and how it shapes itself on the tongue of some griot in Senegal. I want to hear the words in thermals, how crows speak, or cranes, or loggerhead shrikes, words that open the locks of shackles, the word that holds us up and lets us go at the same time, words that pull us over thresholds in our own houses, words that hollow our bones. Paraclete and Gibril, or Chagall, or Nana inside Niki de Saint-Phal, or Giotto, or how Van Gogh told his angels to fly to Melrose to live with Clementine Hunter. My granddaughter Victoria takes the red eye every night in her study to study how house and family can mean almost the same thing in Mandarin, to study lily and ancestor and how words close to something like angel in Mandarin might hide under other words and other sounds. How language is a flight from one word to another, how sentences are made of those kinds of flying words, how stories are filled with the hum of bees telling us who we are, how to get to China, how to get to Malaysia, how to get to how we got here in the first place in the stories we keep finding inside the words set down inside us before we ever knew we could fly with them and in them. Thank you, Jim and Rebecca and Billy.
You know, that was beautiful. And the artwork is beautiful. You know, as I travel the state, I'm always, it just blows me away at the talent we have in Louisiana. And it's obvious here today by these two great artists. I like to say there's something special in the soil in Louisiana. I don't know what it is, but we grow so much talent here in Louisiana, and through the library, supporting our artists and our art programs is so important. And hopefully we can continue to grow and support our artists in every way possible, and our authors in the great work they do. So it's just a great honor to be here today, and I'm excited about the Book Fest and the artwork, and of course all the great talent we have here. So thank you.
And we love you because we know how much you love Louisiana. It's evident to us every day. A few highlights about the book festival. We'll have a book launch and donation, Petit Pierre and the Floating Marsh by Johnette Downing and illustrated by Heather Stanley, commissioned by the Audubon Nature Institute and the New Orleans Pelicans, who at the book festival are donating 2 copies to every main and branch library in Louisiana. That's 350. And donating proceeds going to wetlands education. And we're excited to announce that First Lady Donna Edwards will be reading the book to the children that day. She is a huge advocate for education, and we're happy to have her join us at the festival. For George Rodrigue and Blue Dog fans, he was one of our dear friends. There will be a special free book, The Other Side of Painting by Wendy Rodrigue from ULL Press. This will be available at the book festival while supplies last. Wendy wanted to have this book available in memory of George. We're still looking for volunteers, so register at the book festival website, louisianabookfestival.org. And now for a sneak peek at a few of the authors who will be with us. You might see some of them behind me on the wall. Rebecca Wells, Poet Laureate Peter Cooley, 2016 Louisiana Writer Award recipient Christina Vela, a special performance by another good friend, Zachary Richard, who's going to close out the festival, Louisiana Young Readers' Choice Award winners W.C. Mack, and Bill Joyce, another huge friend of ours at the festival, and really too many to mention. So if you go to louisianabookfestival.org, you'll see all of the authors. And we also have a book festival app for download. Though books are our focus, we celebrate all aspects of Louisiana culture. So you'll see music that day, all day, food vendors all around the site, cooking demonstrations, more than 90 exhibitors, a teen headquarters, the Young Readers Pavilion, storytellers crafts. So we really, when we say there's something for everyone, we really do mean that. Again, we'll have our One Book, One Festival discussion, James Lee Burke's Creole Belle, personally recommended by the author as the book to feature from the Dave Robichaux series. And because the book festival brings these authors to Louisiana and to our area, libraries and schools locally are able to take advantage of that and have the authors sometimes appear at their schools for book talks for their students. So this year, 2 award-winning YA authors are appearing at several EBR library branches, the LSU Lab School, and as far away as the library in Hammond, at the Tangipahoa Parish Library. Without the book festival, these visits wouldn't be possible. So that's just a little bit of what we've got going on downtown, not this Saturday, but Saturday, October 29th from 10 to 5, and we really hope to see you there. I think the book festival is one of the most amazing things that the Department of Culture, Recreation, and Tourism does, and we couldn't do it without the support. Again, Al McDuff is the chair of our Book Festival Foundation. They do a lot of hard work. They fund the majority of the festival, so if you would like to give a donation, you can go to our website at www.state.lib.la.us and make a donation. But again, thank you for coming. I think the artwork says Louisiana. Everything about it says books, libraries in Louisiana, and we couldn't be more grateful to Kelly Guidry and Darryl Bork for helping our dream, our vision come true. Thank you, and I hope to see you at the festival.
What does this say about bringing people to Louisiana from other states as well?
Well, I think it's important. They come here, they learn a little bit of history about Louisiana, and they see that talent I was talking about. You know, I always say there's something in this soil that grows so much talent in every aspect of the arts, both from the authors, the artists, the musicians. So this Book Fest gives us an opportunity to wrap it all up in a pretty package and showcase the best of Louisiana.
Where does this rank in terms of increasing tourism in Louisiana?
Well, I think every year we're beginning through the internet and our internet marketing opportunities, we can let more people know that are interested in these type of events and bring more people from across state lines into Louisiana. And being at a great time of year, being in the great outdoors here at the Capitol Park area, it gives an opportunity to showcase these beautiful buildings, the great outdoors, and the Book Fest all in one. So we hope to continue to grow it every year and add new opportunities for people to come out and have a good time.
Libraries are critically important. You know, people like to say, oh, we have the internet, why do we need books in libraries? Well, we need them now more than ever because of the internet. You know, anybody can put anything on the internet. It doesn't have to be accurate or vetted in any way. So books are still critically important, and library usage nationwide is up. Now, part of that is because computers are in libraries. And in Louisiana, 38% of our citizens don't have home internet access. So the library is their only place to go for free internet. And as we know, with the state budget cuts, there's a cost shift of state and federal government down to the local level for libraries to perform those critical things that state and federal government once provided. So more people are coming in the library and they're leaving with books. So really, internet and technology has added value to what we do.
What does the festival say about Louisiana's literary heritage?
Oh, it says that we've got a thriving, strong literary heritage. Not just do we include authors from Louisiana, but we include authors not from here that have come to Louisiana, visited, and been inspired and written about us. So we have a lot of people from a lot of different places that wrote about Louisiana and have a love in their heart for Louisiana.
If people have questions like more information, what should they do?
They should go to our website, the Book Festival website at www.louisianabookfestival.org.
If people want to come to the book festival and also do some tourism in Louisiana, how can they get more information?
LouisianaTravel.com was where they could find all the information about all the great things here in Louisiana.
One of the things that we're very excited about on our campus right now is our cyber engineering degree program. And what's interesting there is it is the first in the nation, but we also know that it links real strongly to our research programs and our research activities. We believe the linkages between our academic and our research programs are a unique strength of Louisiana Tech.
Cyber is a big part in terms of an industry vector, you might call it. So there's cyber, there's telecommunications, there's biosciences. There's a lot of different kind of industry vectors that we work in. Cyber is particularly important because it's such a national imperative, such a growing economic sector. So we have focused particular efforts in cyber with private sector partners, with our R&D initiatives on campus, and with workforce initiatives and education and workforce initiatives as well, because cyber has become such a prominent part of the economic activity nationally and globally. Louisiana Tech really started building our capacity in cyber around cybersecurity and cyber engineering. We started one of the first cybersecurity research centers in the state of Louisiana and in the South. We started the nation's first cyber engineering program, and we've used those assets as part of our innovation enterprise to try to reach out to the private sector to create partnerships that help build new economic activity in the cyber sector. One of the greatest demands for workforce capabilities and growth in new workforce demands over the next decade are going to be in the cyber workforce. And Louisiana Tech has been one of the leaders in developing education, training, and workforce initiatives in the cyber sector, with K-12 education outreach through Louisiana Tech and the Cyber Innovation Center over in Shreveport and Bossier, but also directly through our own cyber education activities on campus in our curriculum and our R&D capabilities. So trying to meet the growing demand, which is only going to continue to increase over the next decade and beyond, for workers skilled in the cyber fields, is something that Tech's been really involved in, and we believe that's part of our economic development mission.
The Innovation Enterprise brings together world-class research activities to support entrepreneurship and business growth and partnerships with industry that really is building the economy along our I-20 corridor in North Louisiana. Well, the Innovation Enterprise came about because of many years of development work in building world-class research on our campus with facilities, attracting excellent faculty, and putting academic and research programs in place that support production of novel ideas and technologies and innovations that can have public use, commercial use, and use for the private sector. And so as we've begun to develop those programs and put our entrepreneurship programs in place to complement the Innovation Enterprise, we've been able to bring together people with solutions to those that are looking to solve problems in the private sector.
Universities around the country for well over a decade, maybe 2 decades, have been trying to develop economic development missions where the university becomes an economic driver in a very intentional way in their region and beyond. At Louisiana Tech, we have done this in a way that attempts to leverage all of the capabilities and assets of an entrepreneurial university like Louisiana Tech. The skills and energy of our students, the capabilities and knowledge of our faculty and researchers, our facilities, our equipment, our relationships and our reputation, leverage all of that to try to generate economic development outcomes in our community, in our region, and beyond. And we have done that specifically by focusing on innovation and entrepreneurship. And that whole set of activities, leveraging the assets of the university for economic development, we call that our Innovation Enterprise. The Innovation Enterprise at Louisiana Tech works through collaboration, through partnerships, and through focusing on entrepreneurial initiatives. So we work to develop new technologies that are coming out of our research labs. So we work with our faculty. We also work with corporate and private sector partners that might take that technology out into the market to create new economic activity. We work with early stage entrepreneurs that have an idea that they want to develop, turn it into a new product, turn it into a new venture. So we help them go from the concept stage to launching a new venture and growing it in our region. We also work with our large corporate partners in the region and beyond that have some new initiative they'd like to develop in partnership with the university, either in a research development capacity or in a new workforce development initiative to support the competitiveness and the growth of that corporate partner. There are 3 ways really that the Innovation Enterprise engages with students. We have entrepreneurial students that have ideas for their own new products and their own new companies. So we work with them like we would any entrepreneur in the early stage to help them develop their idea and make it a reality. We also get students involved in technology development projects that are coming out of our research labs or coming out of partnerships that we have with private sector companies to develop new technologies. We use the students' capabilities and energy, entrepreneurial energy, to help push those projects along. We also, through our workforce partnerships with companies like the Fenway Group, for example, are giving students the opportunity while they're in school to engage in real-world cyber and other cutting-edge technology work activities with private sector partners and letting that lead into a new career for them as soon as they graduate.
There's definitely a lot of stuff that we don't learn in the classroom, like about web applications, web developing. There's a lot that isn't really taught, just coding. It's a lot of theory, but here we get to take all of that theory and actually turn it into code, turn it into real work that we're giving to customers.
I've learned some more languages outside of the classroom. I've been able to build my LinkedIn and my resumes. I learned QA testing, and I've gone through and actually got work experience with Southwest Airlines, and we've been helping them to automate some of their web applications and getting it up to date.
I've learned a lot of programming languages that I previously would not have learned from doing my own research on my own and be able to get a lot more hands-on experience than I would have had in the classroom.
I've learned a lot in the program. I've learned different computer languages. I've also learned pretty good amount of teamwork. You're constantly communicating with others, and the information that you learn in class isn't exactly what you learn working here.
Being in this program has made it easier in my courses because I'm a senior. It made it easier for me to understand what the teachers are trying to teach me, and it makes me more appreciative of them taking their time to do such.
Louisiana Tech has had an excellent reputation of producing a large number of patents, a large numbers of inventions that come out of our research, and then producing companies. Now then, we're beginning to see these companies come out of the university and grow up in our communities across the I-20 corridor and producing other business opportunities that attract other companies into our region.
So the focus at Louisiana Tech on innovation, resulting in the Enterprise Campus and the Enterprise Centers and all the other programs associated with our overall innovation enterprise, has been that our researchers now are thinking how will their research, how will their students, how will their experiments lead to some solution that can be distributed, marketed, commercialized. And so they're reporting their inventions to our Office of Intellectual Property, Commercialization, and some of them are starting their own businesses based on those inventions. We probably have a dozen faculty that have their own startup company on the side because the university is allowed to license those inventions back to the inventor, and including student inventors. And so some of them are working to commercialize laboratory kits or anti-corrosion devices or energy systems that came out of their laboratory work.
The innovation enterprise at Louisiana Tech has a potential to lead the growth of new economic sectors in North Louisiana and beyond through driving the technology workforce of the 21st century, through helping to push the new technologies that are going to drive new products and new product lines for the 21st century, and helping lead new company growth and growth of existing companies in our region focused on cutting edge technologies. That's where the innovation enterprise is going to have impacts in the decades to come in our region.
Not only do our students get to experience these entrepreneurial activities as they go through the classroom, but they're able to create businesses in our communities after they graduate, or they can go to work with companies that are seeking this entrepreneurial mindset or seeking innovators that can help them take and bring new technologies to fruition inside their companies. Louisiana Tech graduates are ideal for that.
Whenever I graduate, I would like to go into the cybersecurity field. I think it's extremely interesting, and I think there's a lot of tools that this company has given me that I can make that dream a reality.
I've learned a lot more than I would have just in the classroom by myself, and with other students I can work with a group, get closer to them, and we're able to learn and help each other out, and we've actually formed some study groups, and it's pretty much just an all-around learning at a more accelerated pace.
I graduated last year, and soon after I got a job here, and I've enjoyed it. There's a lot of open cooperation between the teams. I've learned to be a lot more of a team player and help others, even though they're not on my team, and not afraid to ask questions, help others.
When we're learning different codes and everything in class, when I come here, it helps me learn new languages because I can just transfer my knowledge just from class to here.
It's helped me towards my career goal by teaching me the protocols that I'd actually be using in my career path. It's taught me things outside of the schoolwork that we actually use. It's different. It gives a different experience, and an experience that I wouldn't have gotten in school itself because it's a work environment.
It makes it so that I'm able to know how the business works, so I can take all my knowledge from school and working here to better me in the actual job market.
One of the advantages are being able to get a lot more hands-on experience than anywhere else that I've heard of from other companies that I've heard that offer internships and mentorships. Actually provide programs that actually help the business I'm currently doing a contract for.
I think for decades we've looked towards universities to more see what they do to serve their communities, to serve their states. How do we turn the resources of this university to bring something that's of value, that has long-term economic impact across our region? And that's what Louisiana Tech has been doing over the past 2 to 3 decades.
It means that our research is leading not just to publications and limited distribution journals. It means the result of our research is leading to solutions that find their way to the market so that consumers of energy, of biomedical devices and other things they'll be able to benefit actually from the work that we do in research.
The potential for our innovation and enterprise is really spanning across the state, across the region, as we see new companies moving into North Louisiana, as we see new companies moving into our own campus here, from places like Silicon Valley or up in the Boston area, companies like that moving into North Louisiana to seek the talent that we have, those students that are exposed to innovation and entrepreneurship and world-class research while involved at Louisiana Tech University.
Being in this program has made it easier in my courses because I'm a senior. It made it easier for me to understand what the teachers are trying to teach me, and it makes me more appreciative of them taking their time to do such. It's also, when we're learning different codes and everything in class, when I come here, it helps me learn new languages because I can just transfer my knowledge from class to here.
If you want more information on the Innovation Enterprise at Louisiana Tech University, go to latechinnovation.org.
If you have questions about Louisiana Tech University, I encourage you to check out our website at www.latech.edu. Several major publications have recognized Louisiana Tech over the past 2 or 3 years very highly in terms of value and return on investment. And we believe that really symbolizes what Louisiana Tech is about. It's about providing students a great learning experience, to do that in a way that is good in both inside the classroom and outside the classroom, and to do it in an affordable way while focusing on student success.
I came to Louisiana Tech from a private high-cost college in New England where I was the director of financial aid. In that position, I witnessed families taking out second mortgages on their homes and students and parents alike borrowing enormous amounts of money, and it really, really bothered me. So when I came to Tech, almost immediately I recognized that the quality of education here rivaled what I saw at the privates in New England. At Louisiana Tech, it's truly like you're getting a private school education at a public school price.
When students are looking for a place to go to college, they really need to look at places where they can go and be successful, where they can get a great return on their investment, where they have a great opportunity to graduate in a short period of time and to graduate with high pay and with job opportunities as they leave the institution.
Students are so excited about the opportunities they've had at Louisiana Tech University. What they talk a lot about are the lifelong friendships they've made. They talk a lot about their relationships with their faculty members. They talk about the fact that their faculty members are not just faculty, they're friends, they're mentors, they care about them personally. Their classes are small enough that they know their names. They'll speak to them outside of class. They help guide them and direct them in their career search and opportunities after they leave Louisiana Tech.
So I'm so grateful to be at a university that's ranked as a Tier 1 university for graduating students with the least amount of debt in the entire nation. And so it's just such a blessing to be able to have a significantly less amount than what I could potentially have ended up with.
The education here is impeccable, and Louisiana Tech has a name worldwide. And even when I go back home and people hear that I'm an accountant, they're like, man, Louisiana Tech, they produce some great accountants and their curriculum is awesome.
I chose Louisiana Tech because, of course, I love the atmosphere in Ruston. Another reason is I do plan on going on to med school, so having a lower student debt ratio whenever I graduate is really important to me because med school is, of course, pricey.
My major is business management, and the education here is really good. It's very thorough with the curriculum, and it's very fast-paced.
I've had a tremendous opportunity with the one-on-one you really do get with the teachers at this university. They work day in and day out to make sure that you have the best experience and you learn the most inside and outside of the classroom.
There's no question that universities around the nation are struggling with the cost of education, but Louisiana Tech has really stayed at the forefront in keeping the cost of the Louisiana Tech education low while making sure that the experience is very high.
Tech has, and always has had as long as I've been here, a very robust scholarship program. We have a very generous scholarship program for out-of-state students as well as in-state students. We continue to tirelessly fundraise for new scholarship opportunities for students. We're very proud of the fact that students graduate from Louisiana Tech with low amounts of debt relative to other colleges and universities, and it's very important to us that that continue.
Our vision for this institution is that it is a Tier 1 national research university that offers our students unparalleled educational experiences. And what we've been so pleased with is that we've been able to do that while keeping the costs low to attend Louisiana Tech. Therefore, many major national publications have ranked Tech highly in terms of value and return on investment. I believe that symbolizes the strength of Louisiana Tech.
Louisiana Tech is a great school. One thing that I absolutely love about Tech is the family atmosphere. You truly feel like you're at home. This is your home away from home.
I have a friend of mine who actually attends a large university in California. He's actually getting ready to come back home to Dallas and attend another large university there in law school. And I know that he has racked up a pretty large amount of debt in between those two universities.
They have given me multiple avenues to better myself in my field and given me experiences that I would not have gotten had I gone to another university.
Student debt going on to med school is a lot of money, and so in the recent research I've done to prepare myself for that is some students are facing hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt for med school. So choosing Louisiana Tech was truly my best choice, I think, and I'm so proud of my opportunity to be able to go here.
My brother has graduated from another university, and he has graduated with way more debt than I will be in when I graduate. Louisiana Tech has done its very best in giving me the lowest debt possible to better my start after I graduate.
As a student here at Louisiana Tech, it's been a great 4 years, and now I'm making it 5. I'm pursuing my MBA here as well at the College of Business. I'm a concurrent enrollment student, so I was able to do my 4 years in my undergrad and then go on and start into graduate classes in my undergrad as well, enroll right into grad school. And so that's been such a great opportunity, to just kind of seamlessly go right into that.
Louisiana Tech is a great school. One thing that I absolutely love about Tech is the family atmosphere. You truly feel like you're at home. This is your home away from home.
When Louisiana Tech graduates go out and go into the workplace and they're working with their peers, they're always impressed with the knowledge that they've taken with them to be successful. And ultimately, that's what it's all about. They obviously rank very highly in terms of their pay when they graduate. They are able to move highly into jobs, management positions shortly after they graduate. But it's also a lot about being able to contribute to society. And the leadership skills that they develop here at Louisiana Tech really prepares them well to be successful in their careers and successful in life. If anyone would like more information, they can certainly go check us out at our website at www.latech.edu.
This has been the Louisiana Hometown Network. If you would like more information, please contact us.